It is not permissible, it is not allowed, it is not right for anyone who claims that he is a believer or she is a believer, he or she, male or female, when Allah and the Prophet have decided something for them to do in the form of ibadah, act of worship, they say, it's okay, I will look for another option. That means they have another option. Whoever do that, Allah said, indeed, they has disobeyed Allah and the Prophet. And whoever disobey Allah and the Prophet, they have turned astray. Now, fellow brother and sister, have we been trying to do what the Prophet liked us to do to please him? Or we have been doing a lot of bid'ah and we said that we love our Prophet? I feel very sad each time when I see people who like to go and visit the graveyard of Prophet Muhammad in Medina, because they say they love him so much. But what did the Prophet say about visiting his grave? You come to see him, give salam, and move. Give salam to Abu Bakr and Umar, and then go out. You want to pray? You pray to Allah. Don't pray to Muhammad. He don't allow that to happen. Even the graveyard of Prophet Muhammad, you cannot go and pray to Allah facing the graveyard of the Prophet Muhammad. How about the graveyard of just any Muslim? I know some Muslims are very fond to go to the graveyard and ask help, as tawassul. But this is not the way to show your love to Prophet Muhammad. Whoever loves him, just follow his teaching. That's how simple it is. Follow his teaching. That's what he wants you to do. The Prophet ﷺ was sent by Allah to show us all the good example, like prayer. If Allah says, Aqimus Salah, establish your prayer. How do you perform your prayer? Allah never described for you in the Quran. How many rakat, when you start your prayer? Allah never explained, but He sent His messenger, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, to teach us how to pray. And after the Prophet ﷺ have learned from Angel Gabriel, now even the Prophet, he didn't form or create his own way of praying. He got to wait for Angel Gabriel to come and teach him. Now, we were talking about how the Prophet, when he received the command of Salah in Isra and Mi'raj. But the Prophet ﷺ was not taught by Allah when he was in Sidratul Muntaha how to perform the prayer, only the gift of Salah. But how to perform the Salah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Angel Gabriel to teach the Prophet. And after the Prophet learned from Angel Gabriel, then the Prophet taught his ummah. And then he explained everything from A to Z. Every movement in your prayer in the Salatul Khamsa is being explained by our Prophet Muhammad ﷺ in the book of Hadith, like Sahih Bukhari, Sahih Muslim, all the other Kutub Sittah is known to the scholars of Hadith. Now, the strange thing, until today, people who say they love the Prophet do not even know how do the Prophet perform his prayer. They don't even bother to ask how do the Prophet perform his prayer. When the prophets make it very clear, Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. You should perform your prayer the way how you seen me perform. We don't live in the time of the Prophet. Now, nobody said that he lived in the time of the Prophet in our time. But at least all the evidence is been recorded in the book of Hadith that the Prophet have shown us how he performed his prayer, from before he start his prayer, how he take his ablution, his wudu, ghusl or tayammum, and then how he perform his prayer, if he perform it while standing, or if he's not well, how he performed while he was sitting, or how he lie down and perform his prayer. Even to the extent that every movement in the prayer, he explained to us how is qiyam, how to raise up your hand, where to put your hand, the right on the left, on the sadri. Everything is being explained by the Prophet. How you want to make ruku', where do you put your hand, when you're making a ruku'. Everything, the sujood and the salam. But a lot of Muslims still is very ignorant about the Prophet's way of praying. But we say we love him. If you love him, do what he wants you to do. And prayer is something that He commands you. That means He don't give you a choice. As long as you pray. No, He said, Sallu. Sallu meant you must perform the prayer the way you seen Him. Why He spent His time to explain everything in detail? For what? It's to make things easy for all of us. Still, we are so stubborn. We ignore His sunnah. We don't think it's important. We think we can do anything we like. Please, brother and sister, have pity to yourself. We are worried if we do things that we like to do. At the end of the day, we will be in the hadith from Aisha radiallahu anha saying that the Prophet said, Man amila aman laysa alayhi amruna fahuwa raddun. Whoever act a deeds that was not commanded by Prophet Muhammad SAW, neither he teaches to do it, neither he want us to do it, then all the deeds, even you think is good, will be rejected. So please don't do things according to our liking, but do it in the way the Prophet wants us to do. That will be the best way to show our love towards Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But if you just love him by celebrating his birthday, but you ignore his teaching, na'uzubillah, then we are not far from Abu Lahab. Abu Lahab celebrate his birthday, but go against his teaching. What's the difference between he and us? In that aspect. But if you love him, follow his teaching. Like how the companions show their love towards Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every single word that the Prophet uttered, every action of the Prophet is being observed by all of them, and they try their level best to follow the way of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Especially ibadah. Because ibadah, nobody can do anything without the example of Prophet Muhammad. If you do it, it's a waste of time. I know that we like to get involved in a lot of ibadah, but there is no good if you try to do it not following the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's why the Prophet also remind us by saying that man ya'ish minkum ba'di fasayara ikhtilafan kathira fa'alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnatil khulafa'i ar-rasyidin al-mahdi min ba'di fatamassaku biha wa ghaddu 'alayha bin nawajis. The Prophet said, any one of you who survive after me, they are sure to experience the split among the ummah into so many groups. When this fitna appear, then you must hold fast to my sunnah. The Prophet said, my sunnah, and follow the khulafa'i ar-rashidin. Not just follow the ulama. First you must follow al-khulafa'i ar-rashidin, because these people is been guaranteed by the Prophet that they are people of Jannah, the people of paradise. So if you think you want to go to paradise, then you should follow them, because the Prophet have guaranteed them as the people of Jannah. So they go to Jannah because of their deeds. If you follow the same kind of deeds, you will go to Jannah. There shouldn't be any problem. And then the Prophet said, "Fatamassaku biha." You must hold firmly to my way and the way of my khulafa ar-rashidin. Not just any way, but his way. We like to do a lot of things in our way. So it's time for us to humble ourselves. It's time for us to come and say to Allah and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Sami'na wa ta'na. Remember what the Prophet said, Kullu ummati yadkhulul jannah illa man aba. Qalu wa man ya'ba ya Rasulullah? Qal man ata'ani dakhala jannah wa man asani faqad aba. One day the Prophet was addressing his ummah, and he said to them, all my ummah, this is the wish, the prayer of the Prophet, will enter paradise. He loved us. He wants all of us to go to paradise, except those who refuse. The companion was shocked. Who refused Jannah? You have such kind of people who do not want to go to Jannah, to paradise. So they asked the Prophet, Qalu wa man ya'ba ya Rasulullah? Who is the one who refused to go to paradise? We believe none of us do not want to go to paradise.